been sitting in my thoughts, right? Looking at a little TV, something I really don't get a lot of time to do. I ain't really big on a lot of TV stuff, but every now and then I think it's good to tap in so you can see what you ain't missing per se. And this one thing I want to say, shout out to us as women and us as black women, because I think that historically, you know, we have been some of the most beautiful women inside and out, and I think that we have, you know, been through so much at the hands of each other as women, at the hands of our counterparts, men, at the hands of, you know, our elders who, you know, sometimes abused their powers and, you know, did things to us when we were younger that they should not have, mistreated us, said things to us, you know. So even in spite of that, we still was able to flourish. A lot of us was able to, you know, weather the storms and make something of ourselves, right? So shout out to us for everything that we've been through, and continue to go through. But what I'm noticing now is that some of the things that we're going through and some of the things that we're about to go through solely at the hands of ourselves. Now, it may be the consequences of propaganda and just society and what they sell us and the pictures that they paint that we buy into. But nevertheless, some of the most damage that's being done to us right now is at the hands of us. And I say that because as I was watching Love and Hip Hop and whatnot, you know, I'm looking at everybody and I'm just like, wow. You know, and I do watch a lot of YouTube, so I love to look at the when the women doing the hair transformations and everything. I love, you know, women's stuff. Now, I ain't the type of female who really necessarily get along with women well, but I love women issues because I'm a woman and I love women, right? As a whole, like I like the movement, I like the strength, I like the beauty, I like the femininity, I like the how we present when we're sophisticated and classy and we speak well and we're educated and, you know, we just move right. I love all of that, right? So, which is the whole reason why my platform is CHIC-CHATs, because I think it's so many conversations that as women we need to have those conversations, right? So anyways, as I'm watching TV or whatnot, I'm like, man, I understand the struggle that we have with body image, right? Because I've always been a heavy set girl, right? But see, when you younger and you heavy set, you get the pick of the litter because you the finest thing moving, right? But then as you get older and your eating habits don't change, you know, and your full form kicks in, okay, now you overweight. So I understand all the challenges that come with body images. And you don't have to be overweight or heavyset to have issues with body image, because it's a lot of slim girls that have issues with body image as well, especially in today's time where everybody, you know, got to the point where they understood the beauty in thickness, right? So anyways, as I watch the TV shows, I am just flabbergasted. I'm like, man, in 5-10 years, and maybe not even that long, a lot of these women who done did work on their body, they gonna wake up and hate themselves because the work look bad now. And I don't say that in a malicious way. I say that in a way that's like, I feel sorry. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry. Because I'm like, listen, I'm one of them people that I stand in the mirror a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me nothing about myself that I don't already know. I know how every curve, every hump, every bump, I know how I look before you could tell me how I look. You hear me? So you can't really make me feel no kind of way about me, because I know me better than you, right? So I assume that a lot of women are the same way. Now, some may be a little more critical about their image than others, right? But ain't no way y'all looking, some of y'all with this work, ain't no way y'all looking in the mirror and y'all okay with that. Ain't no way. I don't care how much you pay. If that work don't look good, that work don't look good. And if when you put on clothes, that work don't look good, that work don't look good. Right? Because I understand as a woman, sometimes we feel like, oh, we might look better naked than we look with clothes on, or vice versa. We might look better with clothes on than we look naked. Just depending on, you know, what we looking at. But you don't walk around naked in life unless you're a stripper. At some point, you still have to put on clothes. So when you put on your clothes, if that work doesn't look well, then that's how you present it to society. It does not look well, right? Now, it's one thing if you grow up and you just a bad body your whole life. Guess what? Even you get accustomed to that because it's your body. You understand that probably it's genetics. Your auntie's probably bad body. Your grandma might have been bad body, right? You know what I'm saying? So it really may not have been anything that you did besides continue those same eating habits. Right? So you done got used to it is what it is. But for others who that's not your case, you wasn't always bad body, right? Your family ain't bad body, but you just have bought into society and the pictures that they're painting and saying that, oh, if you go add this looks good, and if you tweak this way, that looks good. And then when you listen to all that stuff and you go do it, your whole body look worse than it looked when you started. Imagine the frustration in that, right? Ain't no way you gonna tell me you like that. Ain't no way you gonna tell me it looks good and you happy and it doesn't bother you that you done paid this money to get this work, or even if they did it for free for promo. Ain't no way you gonna tell me that you're okay with that, because if you looking at it and think it's ugly, chances are other people looking at it and they can see that it's ugly too. It's work that wasn't well done, or you did too much. And so it made me just feel bad, because I'm like, number one, now if one or two people had done it and it looked bad, okay, you could look at them and you not going to make those same mistakes. But then when I'm looking and I'm like, almost everybody got work. Everybody who got a little bit of bread, a lot of them went and tweaked their body. You ain't gonna make me believe that all their body was so terrible before that they needed to go do that. No, they was just followers. They was just followers. Low self-esteem having followers. And they went and did this and made themselves look even worse. Now they spend their time convincing themselves that this work made them look better, when in their heart of hearts they know their work made them look even worse. And now they stuck with it, per se, unless they go and do what K. Michelle did and reverse some of the stuff and go back to your normal, right? So, but everybody not gonna do that, and everybody don't have the finances to go and do it, and some people don't even want to eat that and actually be honest with themselves and say, no, this look a mess, I'm finna take it out. See, I'm that type of person that if I did that and it came out, listen, I want to go reverse it ASAP, because I'm honest with myself and I know that this don't look good. But some people, they probably ain't gonna let them say this don't look good, right? They just gonna go with it. And so now you stuck with it, right? So, okay, ain't nothing we could do about it. Those people. They've made their bed and they're gonna lay in it. But for the younger generation, for the young girls that's coming up, we have to be willing to be honest with them. And we have to be willing to paint a different picture for them, because we don't want them growing up thinking that this is okay, that this is not a beauty standard. No, that's not the beauty standard. No, that's not. It's not the beauty standard. Them fake hips that they be giving them, that's not the beauty standard. When your legs look like toothpicks and then you got big round balls on, that's not the beauty standard. Nothing about that is sexy or looks good. Nothing about it. And we don't want to keep making these young girls think that, oh, this is what you have to do to get noticed. Noticed in a bad way. That's how they get noticed in a bad way. That people looking at it and saying, this don't look good. And when they in their mirror, naked, turned around with the other mirror, looking at their backside, they don't even think it look good. But they stuck with it now. They stuck with it. And that's what I'm afraid of, passing those type of, ideologies and bad practices, passing those on to our young generation and making them feel like the body that they have is not enough, right? And it's unfortunate because, like I said, it's not even just with our bodies. Let's talk about the hair. And I could talk about it. I could talk about it because if you go back and look on my page of videos, I am a weave and a wig wearer. That's what I do. And I don't do it because I have to. Because this is mine right here, all natural, no perm. We got a little color in it, a little chemical with the color. But other than that, I'm natural and I love natural hair. I love everything that's natural, to be honest. But if you might can't tell that when you look at my videos, because most of the time I'm gonna have on a wig or some form of weave, braids. Listen, you get tired of that, sick of it. If you like me, you get sick of it. But also, if you like me and you have an option to go and wear your natural hair, you get sick of it. But when you don't have that option no more, then you can't really get sick of it, because now you stuck with those weaves and you stuck wearing the wigs. And some of us have got to that situation. Now, some of us got to it naturally because as we age, hey, alopecia kicks in. We got bald spots in certain places. It's hard to cover those up because everybody ain't living around those hairdressers who could do miracles. And everybody ain't willing to travel to those places and try to book an appointment with these women, So some people stuck in there every day with just genetic issues. As you get older, your hair thin, you take medicine, your hair made thin, And that's a lot of people's cases. It ain't everybody's case. But I'm not talking about the natural progression of stuff, right? I'm talking about now we see people on TV again or YouTubers and you like, boy, her hair always laid. It have to be. Because around her whole perimeter about this much, she don't have no hair. She got a platform, but she can't show up as her natural whole self anymore because that has been destroyed. And because she's in her 20s, early 30s, it has been destroyed by her, not by the natural progression of anything, right? And that's my concern, is that a lot of us, we were given a wonderful set of hair follicles. Thick, kinky, coily, whatever you want to call it. We had edges. Edges weren't even nothing that wasn't even a word that we said when I was younger, right? Everybody had them. It was never an issue. Now, everything that I'm seeing now It's things that could have been prevented and things that we have brought on ourselves. And that's the sad reality, because you talking about, we always love to say black don't crack and this and that. Well, it's cracking into pieces now. It's cracking into pieces now. And it's starting at a younger age. We ain't gonna have the luxury of seeing all these wonderful pictures when we 75 and still looking good, and we ain't gonna have as many of those stories as we have now. And that's unfortunate, because I just believe that as a whole, we have been blessed, you know, with just even being able to have the luxury of doing different things with our hair. That has been a blessing. But we've taken it too far. We have truly taken it too far. And when you get to the point that you damage the whole head of good hair, and now you can't even wear your own hair, that's an issue. And again, you ain't gonna make me think you look in that mirror and you be happy with those choices that you made. But you're here now. And again, it go back to the same thing. Like, let's not leave that impression on our younger generation that is the beauty standard. Because even with, I got a little niece now, hair full of hair, inches, but they keep weaving her hair. So now she 10. So by the time she's 20, what that look like? Because that's already her standard. Everybody isn't going to have the story that Beyonce has, because everybody does not have Beyonce money, where she could well weave all the time and still have a full, healthy, wonderful set of hair. She got genetics playing for her on her side. She got money on her side. So she has truly taken care of her hair. Wonderful, beautiful, beautiful head of hair. I was surprised that her hair looked like that, to be honest, when she showed her natural hair. I know she got good genetics and mixed with some stuff, but the fact that she wears weaves so much, I thought she had, you know, that is not everybody's story, and it won't be everybody's story. I see some women who are able to take off their, you know, take out their weave and they still have some wonderful, beautiful hair. That is not the majority of the stories. It's just not. Number one, we went natural too late in life, right? A lot of us got out of the perms, but by that time, the damage had already been done to a lot of our heads. By the time we realized that, hey, we shouldn't even been putting those kind of chemicals in our hair. So then now you stuck with whatever damage was done and trying to reverse it and still trying to look good going to work and still trying to present well. So then, of course, we had to turn to weaves and wigs. And, you know, some of us turned to those things out of necessity. Others turned to those things out of convenience, because it was quick to get a quick weave. It was quick to just throw on a wig and keep it going and have a whole hairdo, you know, without having to go and sit for hours, without having to go and, you know, nowadays you gotta pay a deposit before they even touch your hair, all kind of foolishness like that, right? We ain't even had to go through all that back in the day. But you did have to go in there and sit and wait for hours, and I always hated that. I never like going to a salon, sitting, waiting, all that. I don't care if they the most popular person in the city, whoever they is. I felt like my time was more valuable than just sitting up in here all day. I ain't care nothing about the conversations. I ain't care nothing about the boosters that was selling everything. I ain't care nothing about the people who was selling cakes coming to the salon. I ain't care nothing about none of all of that. I just didn't want to be sitting there all day, but I did, like everybody else. And that's why I loved when the wigs came in. I ain't had to go and sit in nobody's salon. I could just go grab me a wig that I like and keep it moving, right? So we made a lot of bad decisions out of convenience. And again, I go back to saying, like, we have to be honest about things, and we have to let the younger girls know, the ones who y'all have not messed up y'all hair and scalp yet. But you headed down that road. You know, if your mamas, grandmamas, aunties can make some decisions, if they could go back and make some hair decisions, listen, they would make some big changes. They wouldn't go and do the same things that they did. They would not. Now you have some people who are just weave fanatics. They just gonna wear weave because that's their thing and they love it. And I understand that. And I ain't knocking that if that's your thing, right? But if that is your thing, then you have to be wise enough to take care of what you have that is natural. Because if that's your thing and you're not taking care of your naturalness, then guess what? You're going to be in a pickle later on in life when you have destroyed your hair. Now this weave that you love so much, you stuck with it. That's all fine and good, as long as you can get to a salon or you can do your own hair. What we're not planning for is when we get in our 70s and 80s. And when we're not going to be able to do our own hair. And when we're not going to be able to go into the hair store and get whatever weaves or whatever bundles and whatever, you know, then what? Then how you going to be looking? That's when your family going to be taking them pictures and it's going to be like, oh, what happened to her? Because, you know, people will take pictures of you and not even worried about your bald spot showing and this and that. They just looking at how they look in the picture. And you around here, you ain't unable to put on your wig yet. And they like, wow, I ain't know her hair. Yeah, you never would have known that. Because they always was able to hide it and cover it up. But we're going to get to an age in life. If God bless us with life and health and strength, we're going to get to an age and stage where we're not able to do certain things. You're not able to go in there and tell them you want a 1B deep wave or whatever. You know, you're not going to be able to do that. And you may have grandkids that's able to order you some bundles and stuff offline. And you may, but what if you don't? What if you like me and you don't? You're not going to have that. So we got to get out of we have to get out of just thinking about the now. Especially now that we in the ripe age. Some of us, we pushing 50. We pushing late 40s. You know, mid to late 40s. You know, and even if you're in your mid 30s and you got some common sense on you, you're grounded, you have to start thinking about those things now. You have to start thinking of, because you don't have to get old and be bald unless medication takes your hair, unless just some things out of your reach happens. But we all should be taking care of everything that we have, whether it's our body, whether it's our hair. We should be taking care of those things that we have naturally, right? We should be taking care of those things. And I ain't saying that I do the best at taking care of anything besides my house. Now I'm on, that house gonna be clean, that house gonna house, right? But I get tired of walking, I get tired of going to the gym, I get tired of all of that, you know? So I understand the struggle. But I also understand the importance of being able to make decisions at 47 that my 57-year-old persona and person will thank me for. I understand the importance of doing that, right? You have to make decisions at whatever stage you are in life, that 10 or 15 years from now, whoever you are 10 or 15 years from now, because you're not going to be the same person, but you want to make decisions now that your 10, 15-year-old future person will say, thank you. I'm glad she did that. I'm glad she did not go and do this, that, or the third. I'm glad she didn't lay on the table and alter her body and get her boobs to sit under her chin, because now that I'm 75 and I'm bent over, my back's starting to bend a little bit. Now I got these titties just sitting up in my face looking stupid. I don't know, sometimes I be wondering, like, are people planning on getting old? Or are they planning on dying at a certain time? Because some of the stuff, what they doing, it don't make sense. You know, and if you think about how this is going to look when you get 60, you're gonna look like a fool. That's from face tattoos and all. It's a lot of things that we're doing that it may look cute at first, depending on whatever career path you're choosing. It may work for what you're doing now, but you may not always be doing that. That may not always be the arena that you're in or the arena that you want to go in. And the thing about face tattoos, they could be kept covered up for women with makeup. But man, y'all gonna be pretty much be stuck with that, you know? So like I say, I'm not saying any of what I'm saying out of maliciousness. I'm saying this as a wake-up call to us as women in our current stage, but more so to the younger generation of girls and women that come along. And when we know we have made some bad choices, we have to be able to openly talk to the younger generation and say, listen, you know you don't need that, right? I know you want to get weave. They say add a little weave to the little girl's hair, it'll stay longer. Okay, again, that's a convenience thing. But what you teaching her is that for her to be beautiful, she needs to have this. She has to have her braids down her back in order for her to be considered pretty. You're not building any self-esteem in her by making her think that. And a lot of times, our younger girls already have hair down their back. But you just got to add a little more to it, because what they have ain't enough. That's what you're showing them. And that's how we move. What we have ain't enough. Some women who went to get Bbl'S, you already had a little booty on you. But what you had wasn't enough. Some of y'all that went and got boobs, you already had some nice boobs on you, but they weren't big enough. Everything is not enough for us. I met a little chick one time. She was real slim, petite, beautiful, beautiful shape, but she wanted more. And I said, girl, don't touch your body. By the time you get a certain age, the weight that you want to have on you is going to show up, and believe me, it's going to sit right where you want it to sit at. I don't know if she ever did, because I lost contact. But sometimes we just have to wait. It'll come. Some of y'all super slim girls, if you have one baby, you're going to be fine. I remember I had a slim homegirl when we was growing up, and my homeboy say, boy, she the finest pregnant girl I ever seen. Because she was always slim. But when she got pregnant, it's like she was filling out in all the right places. Give yourself time. It'll happen. And then if it don't, okay, well, everybody ain't going to be the finest thing ever. Work on other things that make you still as beautiful, as important, as classy, right? Work on what you could work on. Some of y'all shape is just fine. You just need to learn the right things to wear, the right colors to wear, the things not to wear, right? Sometimes it's just a little tweaking that you need to do. Not surgery, not enhancements that you cannot change, right? Not anything that's going to do permanent damage to you. Because once you make it out the surgery and you make it past the, your post-op and all that, okay, you good physically. Even if it's ugly, it's done now. But mentally and emotionally, is it okay with you? I'm more concerned with that. What have you told yourself when you went and did that? Oh, that I wasn't enough. Oh, that what I had wasn't good enough. Okay, well, now that this surgery done turned out ugly, what you tell yourself now? Even if it turned out wonderful, what does that say though? Oh, everything that I don't like, I just pay a little money and risk my whole life to go fix it. Even if it's minute, even if it's my butt, something that I can't even see till I turn around. Make it make sense. It don't. You can't. But I understand us as women, we always, a lot of us, we want to look good. And ain't nothing wrong with wanting to look good. But you first have to see the beauty that you already have. And that's the problem. A lot of us don't see that we already good. We just need to tweak a few things. And those tweaks are minor. Those tweaks may be adjusting what you eat. You know, being more diligent and going on your walks or going to the gym. Everything don't require you to risk your life to change it. Or to change your whole mentality. Trying to change something physical. Now all of a sudden, you know, you pro, you know, you pro this and you pro that. You ain't even come up with money. How you pro go get something done? It ain't free. Y'all came up po. But you pro go get this done. You pro go get that done. Ain't paid for no additional education. Ain't paid for no tutors for you or your kids. But you pro go lay on the table. Go pay thousands of dollars. You pro this and you pro that now. Come on, man, stop. You not. But you been brainwashed to it. Because everything on your timelines is this. So now you pro this. You pro priorities all messed up is what you is. Right? And I say that with love. I say it with love, honesty, realness. Right? And a lot of people say, oh, if you had the money, listen, let me tell you, we ain't gonna get into my situation because you can believe one thing about me, anything that I want, I'm resilient. You hear me? So it ain't been nothing that I felt like I wanted that if I wasn't resilient enough that I would go get it. So no, this ain't no conversation about what you can't have. Listen, because the way my faith set up, I know I done got some things that just because I wanted it, not that it was even the best thing for me, but God just allowed me to get it because I wanted it so bad. Now when I got it, I might didn't even want it no more, or it might didn't do the thing that I thought it was going to do once I got it, right? But because my faith was set up a certain way, and it was something God didn't care if I had it or not, it ain't make him no bit of difference. He allowed me to get it. So no, it ain't about that way. And one thing, if you a certain type of woman, like, you know how to get things that you want. So if you want it, you could get it. A lot of things, right? So it ain't it. Nah, I ain't one of those people. I ain't saying what I'm saying out of nothing. I ain't talking about hair, cause I ain't got none. I ain't talking about surgeries, cause I can't afford now. Now, plus with care credit, everybody was able to afford it. They were doing fraud and everything to get them ugly booties and lopsided titties. It's few people that I see in the hair work that I'm like, oh wow, I cover it look good. Very few people I seen. And most of the people that I seen that did stuff, they went back and did it again and again. Why? Why? Because you weren't satisfied. Because you weren't satisfied. Now that you fix this, now you want to go fix that. No, you got to fix your mentality, baby. You got to fix your self-esteem. You got to fix your priorities. Because you don't mind going to lay on the table. And then if you die, now you leaving these kids with who? Because a lot of y'all single mamas. So who you leaving the kids with? The dad is already iffy. And then some of the daddies, they got big money, you know, street money. So they don't mind paying for it. Okay. Well, when something happened to her, okay, well, now I be ready to build, be ready to build full-time dad. But everybody don't have that type of money or that type of patience where they could deal with kids full-time without a mom. Like, it's just so many things that I feel like people don't consider. And then when they do consider it, they still override it because their self-esteem is making them look past the important things, right? And I'm not ever saying that, you know, it's not important to look good, feel good. It is. It is. I love to show up and present myself well. But more than that, I love to leave good impressions on the younger generations. And to, you know, leave something with the people of our generation, so we understand that, hey, we got to show up better. We got to be more honest. We got to have conversations with our younger generations that our parents, our grandparents, our aunties did not have with us. All this month, my conversations going to be real conversations like this. It went long. It's 30-some minutes. My next video going to be the same way.